Hello everyone, we're back today for another 2CV video. In this one I'm tackling the exhaust like I mentioned, so I've got my fire gun and I've got my tools ready, and all it is in the exhaust we've got one slight connection that's leaking. So yeah, hoping I can sort that out this morning. It's a lovely day, so I thought what better thing to do than work on the car again. So just a quick update referring back to my previous video. What I'm going to do for these is get some bigger washers, I've decided. So I'm going to get some bigger washers and then I can reattach the screws or bolts to go through those. And that'll just make the bumper a little bit more sturdy. It is fine with the 2 bolts that are in there already. It's not coming off, but I think with some washers and the screws in the top, that'll just be nice and secure. So yeah, do not worry. But like I said, if you do know how to get these through properly as well, that was the most frustrating thing I've ever done with the car so far, so let me know and I can get those properly fitted as well. I'll order some new ones. So hopefully you can see under here, but at the back of the muffler, that's where the leak is. You might just be able to see a little bit of exhaust fumage build up here. Also, these are completely cracked as well. They're absolutely terrible. They've lasted about a year, and the one at the back has gone as well. This one's already off because it just fell apart, so I need to refit the rubbers, the rubber at the back as well, and get some new paste on this. So yeah, let's see how we get on with this fix. So here are the new rubbers compared to the old ones, and on the website, the CAS website, it said these are a new formula and they definitely feel a lot more robust. So these are the old ones, and as you can see they've just completely fallen apart, and this is the brand new one which seems a lot more sturdy. So yeah, they're the ones that are going on around the muffler, the torpedo muffler as it's called on the 2CV. And then I've got a piece of rubber here. That's for the back of the exhaust as well, where it hangs from the underside, from the undercarriage. So they're the 3 bits of rubber that I want to get fitted, and obviously that blowing that we've got on this seam here, on this joint, I want that fixed as well. Okay, unfortunately the battery's died on my other camera, so I'm on my phone again now. So the first thing I need to do is get these 2 bolts out from underneath the carpet, because I need to replace the rubbers that are holding the torpedo. This is where they bolt in. So first of all, what I'm going to do is loosen those up. There's 2 in the back as well. I'll do those a bit later, but these are the first ones that I'm going to get out. Okay, so that's the first one out. As you can see, there's just a little clamp like this that sits underneath the car, and then the rubber can hang off it. And it's just a bolt that goes straight through and into one of these, which I've never actually seen before. I don't know if that's just because it needs to hold tension or something. I'd appreciate an explanation as to why you need this kind of, well, I guess it's a nut, but it's a very obscure shape. So yeah, answers in the comments below please, because I don't know why they require those and don't just need a normal bolt. But both of those are off, so that's the first one done, and we'll get the back one done now. Okay, that's the back one done as well, and a slightly different setup for that one. 2 separate pieces of metal, same bolts, and I think those washers, correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't actually have to hold the bottom, you don't have to actually have any grip on the bottom of them in order to loosen the nut. I don't know if that's the reason for the design, but yeah, I wasn't having to reach under and hold the bottom, they just come unscrewed, so maybe that's the reason for those. But yeah, like I say, just mention in the comments below if you know why these are this shape. Very unusual. They're both done now, so what I need to do is work on getting these ones on the underside off, and I really remember these being an absolute pain. Something to do with these screws here. I'm not even quite sure if I got this exactly right when I fitted them, but I now need to get these undone, so hopefully this is a bit easier than last time, but we'll see. Okay, so the first piece is off, and I don't know what on earth is going on with all the nuts and bolts on this, but that slides into there and connects to here. I don't know what that extra nut's for in the middle, or whether it's even required. But yeah, that holds the underside in, so that's the first one done. It was actually relatively easy in the end, so I'm just going to do the one down at the front now as well, to get those rubber rings replaced, and then we can do this seam. Well, I don't know how I didn't think of this earlier, but obviously this is a ring, so how is it going to get around this exhaust pipe? What I'm going to actually have to do is completely remove the torpedo at either end and get the ring around the exhaust system. So yeah, that means I'm going to have to undo this seam again, which I didn't really want to do, so I'll have to repaste this as well probably, but yeah, that's pretty much the only way I'm going to get these on around the exhaust. So another bit of a pain, but you know, there's never a straightforward job with mechanics, is there? Well, not from my experience anyway. So fortunately in my toolbox I've actually found this, and it's actually a 13, this, by the looks of it. So that's fitted perfectly. And that's actually feeling a bit dry, that thread, so I might just pop some WD-40 on that to help things along a little bit. Okay, the torpedo silencer is now completely removed. It's pretty much the same situation at the back as well. It was just a different clamp, but just a 13mm nut either end, which I needed 2 spanners for, but that came off really easy. And yeah, you can see the leaking even on the inside of the seam here really. So I'm just going to lather those with the engine paste, with the exhaust paste, sorry, at either end. And yeah, get those rubbers round, and hopefully we're nearly there. Then it's just a case of reassembling a lot of it. So yeah, sorry if this angle's a bit tight, but yeah, it's looking good. We're almost there. Right, I've managed to get this on either end. That was actually really difficult to get hold of the tube. I assume it's probably gone a bit hard inside there because it's quite old. I think it's about a year ago when I picked this up, but I managed to get some out. I've smeared it all on the end of the silencer there, and I've tried to get as much as I can around this joint as well. So hoping that'll be enough, and we'll get the torpedo back on now, and hopefully these seal up nicely. But yeah, I was very liberal with this end where the leak was. I've got a lot of it on there, and it was easy to do because I could turn the torpedo. This end's a different way around. It's sort of female to male, so that's why I've had to put it on here, which was a bit more difficult, but yeah, we've got some on, so hopefully we're all good. Right, so that seemed to be a success. As I pushed the tube back onto the silencer, it was actually all sort of oozing out, which is exactly what I wanted. And then I just smeared it into the gap a little bit just to try and block that connection off completely. So definitely a much better seal than we had before. And yeah, the rubbers are on now as well. So we can finally get those reattached, and then I think we've basically finished. Okay guys, there's another update. I checked the back of the exhaust system, and as you can see there, big leak marks again. So I've decided to redo this seal as well while I'm here, might as well. So yeah, it's just going to be the same situation. I won't film all this, but I'm just going to repaste that and tighten that back up again. For some reason, the rubber that's meant to hang on that there was just not connected at all. It was attached to the thing that we've got here, but it wasn't actually attached to the chassis. So I don't know if that was because I've lost a nut somewhere along the way, or whether I just forgot to do it at some point. So that's not good. I want to see if I can try and get that fixed as well. But yeah, this connection is the priority. I want to just get some new paste on that and get that tightened up a bit tighter. All the other bits are done. So yeah, this is the last connection that can actually be altered anyway. So this is the back of the exhaust right here. So yeah, this one's okay. Although I never understood properly how these are actually supposed to work. I think that I got it right with that one, but maybe that's why that one was a bit loose. Right, so final update on the exhaust. I used the new small strap that came with my new set to attach it to the chassis halfway down the back. I think there's supposed to be a longer one there, but the shorter one fitted a lot better actually, because I think these new rubbers are a little bit tighter and smaller, so it was holding the exhaust closer to the chassis. So that has worked quite nicely, if you can see just here. Then I redid that seal at the back as well and tightened that up. So all in all, everything is feeling a lot more solid. And yeah, I've got these on here, sorted this one out, filled that with paste, and the front one's repasted, and there's a new rubber on there too. So all that's left to do now is run the engine for a little bit and heat up that fire putty, or whatever it's called. Fire gum. This actually just hardens up once it's heated. As you can see there, self-sealing, heat setting. So yeah, let's start the engine. Let's see how well it starts today. It's nice and dry, so hopefully it should be okay. And let's get some heat going through the exhaust. Okie dokie, inside the car, and did that stuff with the front bumper in the last video. It wasn't that great, and yeah, apologies, I had to switch back to my phone for this one, but it seems that I can only do about one video per battery charge on my nice fancy camera, so I'm gonna have to bear that in mind for the next video. So yeah, all the exhaust is hopefully done now, and I think in the next video, or the next update I want to do, is a new rear bumper, which I showed you guys before, and one of the bulbs in the light cluster has gone as well. I've got loads of bulbs lying around for this car. Don't know if they work or not. I think I've just muddled them all up over the years of changing bulbs and stuff. I think it's just a brake light that needs replacing there, so it's nothing major. But yeah, apart from that, let's see if she'll start, and let's get some heat through that exhaust. And I'm not going to use any choke now because it's not cold today, so let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. Okay, she needed a bit of choke, but she started pretty nicely then. So just let her idle for a bit, and then, yeah, I can't take her out at the moment because there's no MOT obviously, so I'm just gonna have to hope that some of the heat goes through and seals those gaps. Okay, so final update on the job. There was one exhaust leak, unfortunately, so I'll have to go back and revisit that, but all the other parts of the exhaust are absolutely fine now, which is good news, and it's a lot more secure on there as well. And yeah, like I said in the next video, rear bumper is coming off and hopefully get a new one ordered. Rear brake light as well, and then it's MOT time, and I guess I just have to decide what's next then. I think really the paintwork needs a lot of attention, and I think I want to try and get it to a specialist for a full service as well. But yeah, we'll see. So thanks for joining me. If you want to see more videos about this, let me know what you'd like to see and leave a comment below as well. And it'd be great if you could subscribe. So thanks for watching, guys.